Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Well, I am on my way to go meet my date so that we can go to, it's called Rev. I'm really excited about it. What is going on with this camera tonight? It's kind of driving me nuts. I decided to wear an all blue suit, and then I got this shirt at Macy's. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like blue and it has little, they're like light blue polka dots on it. And then I have a belt, and then I have these shoes that I got at ASOS. Alex is wearing a black suit, and then he has like a sweater underneath it, like a little short sleeve sweater shirt, like mock turtleneck kind of thing. And so he already left, and he is like meeting up with his friends, and then I'm going to meet my friend Courtney, and then we're gonna go in. Melissa and Jason are also going, I found out. And Alex's friend that he's going with, well, his male friend picked him up, and it's like a group of them that are all going together. But he gave me a VIP elite parking pass. So I'm going to the bank machine right now to get some cash so I can tip for that. But what was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, I just wanted to come on here really quick and show you my little outfit and how nice I look, so I could prove that yes, I can clean up sometimes. You guys, it's so weird. So this suit, I don't know what the jacket size is. I think it's a extra large, but the pants are 38, and I get them 38-30. I used to wear 38-32, but they go a little long on me, and 38-30 like rides like right below my ankle, and I like it. It looks kind of like a little 50s-ish. I think with 1950s, which I think is cute. So that's kind of how I wear my suits. But anyway, I put this suit on, you guys, or the pants, and I could have easily been in a 36. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really starting to drop some weight. So, but I didn't want to buy a whole new suit, especially when I'm on a diet, because who knows, like if I really do lose weight, then, but I was excited about that. So I was feeling good today, all excited. And, I've kind of watched very closely what I ate today, so that going into this thing tonight, if I eat a few things, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. If I don't, then hey, I stuck on my diet. But I won't see it as not sticking on my diet. I'll just look at it as like getting out of fat burn for the day. That's how Alex told me to look at it. He said, if you look at it as failing, your diet, then it'll just upset you. So, all right, I'm gonna get some money and I will be back later. I don't know how much later. Bye. So this is my friend Courtney. I wanted to introduce her to everybody. Here, we're gonna move around a little bit because it's so bright. Like,
it's so bright.
What is the deal?
Hey, it was raining earlier.
We just met in the parking lot at McDonald's. I had to help Courtney pick out her shoes. Mm-hmm. So now I thought we could do just for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
No, that's fine.
How we met.
Oh, right.
I actually don't remember the very first time that we met. Do you remember? Is it a bad story? You don't have to tell us.
I don't remember. I mean, I know the first, so we technically did our interview because I was Miss Indiana USA, and so for Rant.
Oh, for our website.
Yeah, we did an interview, but we didn't technically meet in person.
I thought we met you the night you won.
I don't know if you guys were there or not. Maybe.
Because we met Brittany the year before, and then you won the year after. Are you 9 or 10 or 8?
I'm 9.
You're 2009, so she was 8.
Yeah. So I know you came to watch me give up my crown because we had just because we did the interview.
Right.
So anyway, so I don't know if when our first time we actually met though. Officially.
And she was at our wedding too.
Yes, I flew out to Vegas.
And then and you were Miss Teen Indiana.
In 2004.
So you've been pageants. I was telling about how, because I talk a lot on this vlog. This is, I just drive around and talk. She has no idea what I do. She didn't care. She's like... I have definitely watched him. God. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. I've watched his YouTube channel. We've known each other now.
I'm a subscriber.
11 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so when, so I just drive around and I kind of talk. Mm-hmm. So I was talking last night about how I was talking to you about the documentary Living Dolls.
Oh yeah. And then
I was like, oh my, what was the girl's name? Swan Bruner. Yeah, and
which we've had many conspiracy theory discussions.
I always make her have conversations about it. I'm like, okay, so now did you know that she's like, I knew all of them. I was shot for the documentary. They didn't use the footage and everything like that. So. Yeah,
so we've had several different with Toddlers and Tiaras and then that. But Michael and Michael and Troy were both my hair and makeup artist and photographer.
They're in the thing.
Yeah, so they're one of the featured people. And then there was another hair and makeup artist. and modeling coach, and that was like Michael and Shane with Leslie.
Oh, so, yeah, Michael and Shane.
Yeah,
they had a big house out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
How old were you at the time?
Gosh, I mean, I've known them since I was probably, I've been doing pageants since I was 7. And then I probably knew them around 12, 13 maybe. Like,
and now she's a mom.
No, I'm a mom. I don't look like it in this dress.
I was like, girl, you might need some tape, okay?
Need some tape.
How old is she now?
She's 6.5.
Oh my God.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, crazy.
She like never showed until like the last 2 months.
Yeah, I was running around. I worked at St. Elmo's Steakhouse, and so I really, like, I just burned all of my calories. I was basically all baby.
You're such a great mom.
Oh,
is she getting
you.
in pageants?
No, probably not. I mean, we'll see. I bet no.
I know you're kind of mixed about all that, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I want her to be able to decide. So I decided to do pageants when I was like 7, but I was like old enough. My mom was like, it's your decision. If you want to do it, you have to practice. These are the expectations if you want to keep doing it. And so, yeah, that's when I started. Yeah. So.
And she was in Miss Indiana America, and she got boogered. She got boogered, and we were there. We watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a different world.
It's a different
world going from USA to America.
So the way that it was always described to me,
yes,
and I will say this, by a man who has judged both pageants,
right,
said that Miss USA is, Miss America is the girl next door, and Miss USA is the girl you wish lived next door.
Yep.
That's what they say, right? Like, that's the thing.
Yes.
But I've worked with both pageant systems, and I think, I mean, both girls are beautiful. They're both scholarship pageants. I think that there's like a real misconception on what pageants are. Like, that they're, like, there's really ugliness and seediness to it.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely there's a level of that just because it's a competition. But at the end of the day, I mean, I loved my experience with USA. There's definitely some politics when it comes to the national pageant, and the Miss USA pageant was just on the other day. Did you watch it?
Yeah, of course I did. And I said top 5, and Miss North Carolina was in my top 5, and she won. She was gorgeous.
Yes.
So smart, so sweet,
yes.
too.
And I thought she was incredibly eloquent and articulate, and I really loved her. I was forward thinking to Miss Universe, and I really thought New Mexico.
Yeah,
had that look.
Well, you always think that way because you were going to be the first Indian American.
So I wanted to be like, so I wanted to become, my whole lifelong dream was watching Miss Universe and cheering for Miss India because that's where I was born, but then also, you know, wanting to represent USA because that's where I grew up. And so I wanted to be a Miss USA that looked like Miss India. Yeah. So that was my dream.
Because you were adopted in your platform's adoption, correct?
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. But now we're going to Rev. She invited me. I'm so excited.
So the last time, was it the last time we saw each other? So his dream was to judge a Toddlers and Tiaras pageant.
I've told this story on here.
So he finally, I'm sorry.
I didn't go to my high school reunion to come.
Yes, he came with me all the way to St. Louis.
We had so much fun that weekend. It was so funny because we would like walk down the hallway, like, and I've said on here before, like, there's this misconception that it's like, you know, drink your go-go juice and all that kind of, it's not like that at all. And the kids were really very, I thought, polite. The parents were they were just very gracious. And the one thing I loved about it was like a family weekend. Like, you would see moms, dads, and all the kids running around swimming. Yes. It was like a family weekend.
No different than dance competitions, cheerleading competitions, the same level of, you know.
And maybe it was the pageant that you invited me to. It could be.
So that one was a facial beauty only pageant. So they weren't judging on your attire, your hair, makeup, like anything.
It was natural and glitz too. Yes. Like, there was 2 different days.
Yeah.
An interview was a huge part for like the older girls. Like, that was a big part. But that was so much fun. I was so excited that she invited me. But we would walk down the hallway of this hotel. It was a really nice hotel. I don't remember what it was. And people would go, "She's a judge. Oh my God, she's a judge." It was so cute. They loved her. And she would stop and take pictures and stuff with them. So.
And since then I've done, for Michael, whose pageant that was, since then I've like been an MC for him and other things. But my mom.
Oh my God, now I want to be an MC.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go.
That's our next task.
That's our next task.
I'm checking off all of Peter's, like, bucket list.
She's going to make all my bucket list things to come true. So all right.
Anyways, we'll see you at the Rev.
Yeah, I'm going to take pictures, but I'm not going to take the camera. So, but thank you for being on.
Yeah,
all right.
Pleasure. Thanks
Bye, guys.
for having me.
Okay. It's very late. It is 2:05 a.m. And I have gone home, and it's kind of hot in this car. And I was sitting in this parking lot, just like reading my Instagrams, comments. Hi. And I was answering some of your comments on the vlog. I love this Tatcha lip balm. It's one of my favorites. Elle sent that to me, actually, and I have, like, made it last forever. So we left about, Courtney and I left about 11:20. Alex and Melissa were still, like, dancing and stuff, and I'll tell you about that in a second, but I was like, I said that my feet were like, killing me. They were hurting. And I said to Courtney, I said, we can stay, because it was done at midnight, I think. I said, we can stay till midnight if you want. I said, and she goes, I'm ready to go right now. I go, are you sure? She goes, I'm ready to go right now. Because she had to drive home, and she doesn't live in Indianapolis, so she had, like, a longer drive. And, well, we ended up actually getting home right at the same time, because the stupid map thing took me all through Indianapolis. I don't know why. But anyway, so we left. And it was really nice having that VIP parking pass, because we didn't have to walk where we parked or anything. And it was like, so she texted, because we had like a little, you know, like, they give you like a little, what do you call it, like parking ticket thing, you know? And so on the back of it, there was like a phone number, and you texted it, and they would pull up your car like right before, like 5 minutes, if you texted them 5 minutes before. So we literally walked up, and our car was just sitting there. It was really nice. So, and then I drove home, and I was going to actually vlog on my way home, but I talked to Tanya. I called Tanya instead, because I ran into a bunch of people that we know, and I saw a lot of people in recovery there. It was interesting. But, I mean, I run into people that are in recovery all over the place, so I guess it's not really that interesting. But anyway, I saw some of my very, very dear friends, and then, let's see, what else? Came home and took the dogs out, gave PP his medication, and I hung out in bed with them for a while, because I didn't want to, like, turn around and just, like, put Boo and Tucker right back in their house. So I hung out in bed with them for a while, and then, yeah, I changed, obviously. I took my suit off. I actually brought my plastic Birkenstock sandals and put them on as soon as I got into the car. Literally, as the guy was like holding my door open for me, I was like, hold on just 1 second. And I like took my shoes off and put my sandals on, because I am all about comfort. There was like this one girl there. Everybody was so dressed up. It was so much fun, but there was this one girl there that she literally was walking around in house slippers at the end of the night. It kind of cracked me up that she had brought with her, like in her purse or something. So we went to this thing, and it was called Rev. Courtney got the tickets. Like, somebody gave them to her. And, like, Alex has talked about this thing. I guess it's been going on for, I guess I thought it was like it had been going on for a long time, but I guess it was really like 2 or 3 years it's been going on. So anyway, Alex has wanted to go for the last couple years, and it's like this party, and they have it in these buildings around the racetrack. So if you're not from Indianapolis, if you don't know, like, I've talked about this a little bit, but the Indy 500, the Indianapolis 500, I think it's like the biggest deal race, like in if not, it's like one of the top races of its kind. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's a NASCAR race. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. You guys, I literally don't know anything about it. But anyway, it's like it's like one of the biggest deals of its kind. And so it's the last Sunday in May, and I mean, the track is ginormous, you guys. There's like a golf course in the middle of it and all this kind of stuff. And so when you walk in, like, to this one gate 2, is where like the pavilion or the pagoda is, and that's where like the suites are and stuff. And so tonight it was like all around just this pagoda area. Like, there was like a walkway around it where it's really nice. It's like the entrance to the track, and then it was partly on the track as well. So you could, like, at the end, like, they had a DJ on the track. And so I took some pictures of me on the track. I'm gonna put them up tomorrow on my Instagram. And I did some Instagram stories tonight of us dancing on the track and stuff. It was really fun. So anyway, because I didn't really know what to expect, but So all these race car drivers come from all over the world, you know, Brazil and Spain, and it was interesting. There's one guy, I don't know what his name is, but, I mean, they're all really short typically, but he was from Brazil. He's like, everybody knew who he was. Courtney, as soon as she saw him, she was like, oh my God, that's so-and-so, and every time somebody would see him, they like, and he had like 2 girls, like a girl on either arm, and then he had like, he was swarmed by bodyguards, and I didn't really realize these race car drivers were such a big deal, but I guess they are. So anyway, so all of the race car drivers come here for the month of May, and then they practice and do trials, which means like they just race around the track to like improve their speed and do things like that, very much like athletic trials. And then they all race on race day, you know, and so, okay, anyway, I mean, I guess, it's just, is it not that deep? I don't really know, so. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've never been, except for the one time, like I said the other night, that, you know, we went to the snake pit. So I had no idea what to expect. Well, this is called REV, like R-E-V, and it's a fundraiser for Indiana Health, Indiana University Health. And I don't really know any more about it than that. But this is like one of the biggest, like, race deals that they have. And so we get there, and Alex was there, but we couldn't find him right away. Courtney and I walked in. I trimmed my beard around my nose tonight, and now it's driving me crazy. So, we walked in, and we started walking around. It was like sponsored by like Maker's Mark, so they had like this Maker's Mark tent, and we went in there, and they had like some like people singing or something. And so we were trying to find Melissa, and Melissa said she was in this back tent. Well, they had these rooms, like these buildings that weren't really tents, but they were like, I don't know how to explain it. They had tent tops on them, probably just for like the race. So it looked like a tent, but it was really like they're really buildings. And so we were like walking back, and we walked in there. Now, I knew that they were going to have it catered, and I thought it was like 5 or 6 of Indy's best chefs. Like, if you heard me, I was talking about that. That's what it was. No. It was literally like 60, I don't even know how many, if I had to guess, 50 of Indianapolis's top restaurants, and really fun restaurants too. And it was just like so it would be like, they'd have like 2 of those long, you know, fold out tables set up, and they would have a booth, and it would have like their insignia and stuff behind it. And then they would have like 1 or 2, typically max, different meals that they were serving. And the plates, they were little plates like that. So, like in some places that you went, like this one steakhouse had these it was this Italian restaurant that Alex and I like, Sangiovese. And they have, which, by the way, this is the kind of stuff they were giving out. I really could not believe it. I mean, this is like an expensive restaurant, the Sangiovese. I got 2 cards for free appetizers, and an appetizer there is probably like $15. And it's right up the street from us, and we like to go there sometimes. I got coupons for all kinds of stuff. They were giving all kinds of coupons away. If you were VIP, which we were not, but I looked in the VIP gift bags when I was leaving, and they were like, it was unbelievable. It was like bottles of like high-end cologne and like cosmetics, and it was just a keychain. I think it was a keychain, something like that. It was like all this stuff. I was like, oh my God. And it was all because it was it was sponsored by Saks Fifth Avenue as well, but we weren't, it was funny because there was these 2 women working, and they were really, everybody that worked there, I could not believe it, was so incredibly friendly. It was kind of chilly out tonight, and they were all so nice, just standing around there, from the valets to the people serving the food, to people cleaning up, and then the people that were like telling us where to go when we left, and they had all these bags sitting on the table. And I said to this one woman, she's probably about my age, and I said, it was her and this other girl that were standing there. And I said, so we don't get a bag? And she goes, no. She goes, I'm really sorry. She goes, they're for VIP. Because like if you're a VIP, you had like a name badge that said VIP. And I said, okay. I said, you have a lot of bags there. And she goes, I know, I'm really, really sorry. I go, okay, so, but you probably have enough bags that you could, and it's like, so it's me and Courtney standing there. And I was like, but you probably have enough bags that you could just let 2 of them go and nobody would know, right? And so I grabbed 2 of the bags and she looks at me and she goes, I'm really sorry. She goes, I can't let you have 2 of the bags. I go, you haven't even listened to my idea. She goes, if I could, I would. And I go, and so this woman that was like in charge of it, you could tell she was kind of like walking over, like, what's going on? And I go, so my idea is that we'll just take these 2 bags and somebody will think that we took them. And I said, and I started putting him like jokingly, like underneath the table, because it had like this thing on it. I said, and then we'll just put them underneath here and nobody will know the difference, and you and your friend that are working here can take them home. And she started laughing, and the woman that was like in charge of it, she started laughing. And I said, you guys are so sweet. I said, you each deserve, because one of the things I could not believe is that the people that were working there, they weren't like, didn't get a chance to like walk around and try the food, which was, I mean, it was so fantastic. It was a completely open bar, which, you know, means absolutely nothing to me because I don't drink, but, and there were no lines at the bar. There were so many bars that there was no lines. Like, it was like, maybe you would wait like 2 or 3 minutes. So it was so fun. I had such a great time. And I bought 2 shirts at Target to wear with my suit, which I'm taking back because neither one of them I like. And I ended up buying the shirt that I got at Macy's, and it was half price off. It ended up being like $24, and I really like that shirt anyway. It was like $24.99, so I'm gonna keep that shirt and I'm gonna take the other 2 back to Target. So anyway, we had such a blast. We had such a good time. Courtney knows like literally everybody in Indianapolis, so she was introducing me to all these people, and that was kind of fun. And you know, it's weird because it's like, there were moments where my social anxiety kicks in. Like, I just don't do well in those situations. You guys know that I talk a lot about it. I just don't do well in those situations. And, you know, there were some moments that my social anxiety kind of kicked in, or I would kind of like step away from the group and whatever, and it was fine. Like, I just, you know, and it was really nice too because like Alex was there, but like he kind of did his thing sometimes. Like, we were either all together or like he'd be like, okay, I'll be back in 15 minutes, and then he would like go because he was meeting up with somebody, and then he would come back, or, you know, Melissa and I were there, or Courtney and I were there. So it wasn't like, you know, back in the day when I would go out with Alex, sometimes like I just didn't feel comfortable like being out. I don't know if anybody will relate to this, but this is really the social anxiety of my part. Like, I just don't love, like, I can sit there by myself for like hours on end, and then people are always like, well, what's wrong? And what's wrong is that I just really don't like interacting with people because of my fear of social anxiety. Sometimes, you know, I don't know what people are going to think. Now this, I have to say, I don't feel like that as much as I used to. Like, not at all. I would say it's been diminished by 60%. And I really think 2 things have helped me the most. Number 1, I think doing YouTube videos and just talking on this vlog and doing, you know, every day on my Peter Monn channel and stuff, that's really, really helped. The second thing that's really helped was going to LA. And I know that that sounds stupid, but me reaching out to some YouTubers, you know, that I just love, and asking them to like do collabs with me and whatever, was so outside of my comfort zone that like I didn't even, like, sometimes like the day of, I was so nervous to do it, and I was just like, no, you're gonna go do this. This is something that you really want to do. You get excited about this stuff, you know, like before you ever started a YouTube channel, you always thought like this would be the fun part of it, right? And so I think me stepping outside of my comfort zone has kind of taught me to like have a lot of fun, like when I am participating in something. And I was so glad that I didn't even question going to this, that I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put on a suit and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have a great time. And I did. I had so much fun, and it made me feel like like I kind of was like, you know, I've missed out on a lot of these things for the years, but the flip side of that, I was like, I'm gonna start going to this stuff, you know? Like, if I'm asked, I'm gonna go. If Alex and I get tickets to something, I'm gonna go, you know, because it was fun. And he looked so handsome. And so anyway, yeah, so he came, like, Alex came with like a group of people. So they were kind of like, and there was like probably 10 different tents. And so, but like there was 2 of them that had most of the restaurants in it. The other tents would have like 2 or 3 restaurants in it, but not like a whole thing. So like this one place, like St. Elmo's, that Courtney was saying that she used to work at, it was in the Maker's Mark tent. So like when they're like really famous, so a lot of these places would do what they were famous for, their meal. So like they're super famous for their shrimp cocktail. So when you came up, they had like little plastic cups that were like this big of shrimp cocktail. So it had like 4 shrimp in each one, okay? And then they also had like little mini fillets, like this big. So that's like one restaurant. You're getting like a mini fillet and a little mini shrimp cocktail. And you could go up there 100 times if you wanted to and nobody would care. And so every restaurant had 1 or 2 things like that. Can you imagine? Of the finest restaurants in Indianapolis. I mean, it was so much fun, you guys. So I will tell you right now, if this was going to be a night to break my veganism, I'm not a vegan, to break my vegetarianism, it would have been the night. But I can tell you, I just really, like, none of that stuff kind of, like, appealed to me, but it was literally, like, 85, I could probably say 95% meat. It was almost all meat, which, kind of made it easier for me to not eat horrible, but I will tell you that I did not stick to my Optavia tonight. I did eat while I was there, and I walked in, and I didn't, like, at first, it was really funny, because at first I was like, you know what, I could totally do this. Like, I can make it through the night. This isn't going to be hard. It really wouldn't have been hard. And it wasn't like I, like, a ton of cravings cut in or anything like that. I just was like, I don't really care if I eat this stuff or if I don't. I was having such a good time. And then, so we walked into the main tent, and it was just Courtney and I for a long time. And so we went up to this restaurant called Eddie Merlot's. And I actually know the head chef there, and so we were, like, sitting there kind of like, you know, like, she was looking at line and seeing what was going on, and it was like some kind of shredded meat or something, like, that came on this, like, toast. The line for this restaurant was so long, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be all meat, so this won't be a problem. And I, like, turned and I looked, and there was a Blondie's Cookies there. Well, Blondie's Cookies is a local, I think it's local, I don't believe it's a franchise, because Melissa kept on saying she knows this woman Blondie that owns it, so I don't know. But it's this cookie place in the mall, and their cookies are literally unbelievable. And that is Mr. Rich Lux. And their cookies are unbelievable. I mean, they have sugar cookies with the most amazing frosting, and they have s'mores bars, and it's unbelievable, you guys, okay? And so I looked at Courtney, and I was like, and I started looking around, and it was literally like down one whole row, it was like probably 15 or 20 restaurants, and then each side had like 6, and I knew there was a whole other building like that. And I was like, and I looked at her and I go, I'm going to get a cookie. And she goes, okay. So while she was getting her meat, that sounded funny, didn't it? So anyway, while she was getting her meat, I went over and I got a s'more bar, and I sat there and ate it. And I was just kind of like thinking about it to myself, about the diet and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to eat what I want to eat tonight. I'm not going to gorge myself. I'm not going to go overboard, which I know when I share it with you, it'll probably sound like I did, but I didn't really. I never got to the point where I felt like really full or anything like that. But I'm going to enjoy myself tonight. I'm not going to beat myself up about it and then go back on, you know, the Optavia starting tomorrow. I don't really understand why my beard is... I think it's more of like when I talk, but I was talking all night tonight and it wasn't bothering me, but it's like, it feels like it's just a scratching up here. So anyway... So let's just get it out, and I'm gonna, like I said, I was gonna be 100% transparent on this vlog about my diet. So I had, well, first of all, I had about 3 Diet Pepsis, and I will just tell you, after almost 2 weeks of not having any soda, they were absolutely, absolutely delicious. But I don't need another one, and I did make coffee when I left tonight because I didn't want to be tempted, because I didn't want to be tempted to think to myself, well, you already had 3 Diet Pepsis, so like cans of Diet Pepsi, but they put them in like little cups. And so I had 3 Diet Pepsis, and then I have the s'mores bar from I had the s'mores bar from Blondie's. Okay, so Courtney and I, we literally walked and went to every restaurant. She's like, I want to see every restaurant, like what they have, and she tried like a little bit at each restaurant, which I thought was really cute. I was telling Tanya, I was like, Courtney is one of... She's just like, we don't see each other very often, but we like talk more than we see each other, because she's been like, she moved away to live with her mom so that she could like raise her daughter outside of Indianapolis. And that's why we just don't see her a whole lot anymore. But she's just like such a great person. And I mean, like, and not that this stuff means anything, you know, but like, she's just extremely involved in her daughter's school. She's like very involved in her church. They go like every week, you know, like she was telling me all about that kind of stuff that she does. And she's just a really good person. And there's like an innocence about her sometimes. I know, like, people are like, yeah, okay. But no, there really is an innocence about her, kind of. And so, like, when we were there, she's like, I want to try one of everything. Like, I wanted to go to each restaurant. And so I was telling Tanya, I was like, she is so us, Tanya. Like, she wanted, because Tanya was laughing. She was like, oh my God. She was like, I would have wanted to go to each thing too. So we literally walked from each restaurant, in both buildings, and we looked to see what they had at each thing. And oh my God, if I wasn't a vegetarian was the problem. 2 places had meatballs. This one place had mini sub sandwiches, you guys, that like had like roast beef and all kinds. It looked so delicious. And then what else do they have? A lot of the places had kind of really, really weird stuff. Not weird stuff, but just kind of different stuff, you know what I mean? They would like mix kind of stuff like up in a cup or whatever. This restaurant Delicia we went to, they had, it was like this salsa that came in a cup and you ate it with a little fork. And I stole 2 forks. I'm going to use it for a Peter Monn channel, these little forks. Well, I didn't steal them. They were plastic throwaway forks. But anyway, I brought them home. They're like this big. So anyway, but this place called Delicia, the guy was hitting so hard, the guy that worked there was hitting so hard on Courtney, and he was so adorable. And so we're like walking away, and I said, Courtney, that guy was hitting on you so hard. And she goes, no, I think he was hitting on you. And I go, no, Courtney, I think he was hitting on you. I don't think he was gay. He was not gay. But anyway, I mean, not that I can tell, but he was hitting on Courtney. So anyway, she was completely oblivious to all of that. But, so, he was so nice, and like the people that worked there, like the managers, were all like right there. And so we started talking to them, and they had like this, and it was a lot. Like a lot of these places wouldn't put a lot of food in the stuff, but you could still go back. But in that one, Rich Lux, he is, I mean, needy. No, I'm joking. I called him, and then he had to get off because some drama hit. And I said, okay. I said, go deal with your drama. I already know what it is anyway. What's so funny is, like, when drama happens, literally, like, I think a lot of, like Rich, I know does, like, has notifications turned on to stuff. So when stuff starts going off, like, you know, like, it goes, they start getting notifications, but I don't have notifications on for any social media. But, like, I check it, you know, so, but, like, we all get it at, like, the same time, you know, because people will start sending it all to us at the same time. I'll pull in here in a second and text him that I'm vlogging. But anyway, so, most of these places that you went to, like my friend that worked at Eddie Merlot's, it was something with pineapple, because I said to him, like, he's the head chef there, and I said, he goes, hey, did you try what we're having? I go, no, but I said, everybody loves it, so you guys have the longest line here. And he goes, really? And I go, yeah. And he goes, oh my God, that makes me so happy. And he goes, did you try it? And I go, no, I'm a vegetarian. And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. And he goes, well, I can like make you some, he goes, like pineapple? Oh, it's good. He goes, I can make you some. And then he looked, and he's like, pineapple? He goes, I only brought the stuff that I needed to make, because they only had like one thing. And I was like, don't worry about it. But when we went to this Delicia place, they had this cup, and it was like salsa. But it had like, it wasn't like ceviche, but it was like, is that how you pronounce it, I think? But it was similar, and it had like some kind of fish in it. Courtney said it was fantastic. She said it was the best thing she had there all night long. So it was like watermelon, and then it was like tomato salsa, and then it was like, it had like all this different kinds of like vegetables and like little fruit and stuff in it. And it had like other kind of like, it had some kind of like parsley or something. Not parsley, but it was something like that, you know? And the guy was like, you don't want to try one? And I go, oh, I'm a vegetarian. He goes, we'll make you one that's vegetarian. And he turned to, I said, are you sure? And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's just basically like this watermelon salsa stuff that has this fish in it. So he made it for me. It was so delicious, you guys. It was so good. So I had that. Then I don't even know what this restaurant was, but I wish I did, because I would like to go there and order it off the appetizer menu. It was like called like Cumberland something, I don't even know. But they literally had like 2 tablespoons of spinach avocado dip. And then they had like 6 or 7 like of those like, what are they called? Like tortilla chips, but they're black, like black corn, you know? And I had 3 plates of those. So what is that, 6 tablespoons of that stuff? It was delicious. But that was like really all I could eat there because everything else had meat on it. And then I had another cookie from Blondie's when Melissa and I walked up there. So that was 2 cookies at Blondie's, the Delicia thing, 3 plates of spinach artichoke dip, but like these are all real small, you guys. And then when we went to the other place, okay, they were out of food at most of the places by the time that we walked over there. I had carrot cake, it was like literally like that big, at Ocean Prime, which is a steakhouse here because they're known for their carrot cake, and it was probably one of the best carrot cakes I've ever had in my entire life. And then the place next to it, I've never heard of it. It was like some Japanese place, like in Broderpool. And they had a rice, it was vegetarian, and it was like on a skewer, and it was like a rice, rice bun, and then they had like a piece of fruit on it, marinated. It was really interesting and very good. And then, so that was it, and then my 3 Diet Pepsis, that's all I had. And then Courtney and I, when we were walking, so they were all on the track, so then from there, everybody went to the track, because like at 10 o'clock, like they had a DJ on the track, and everybody was dancing and stuff. So we started walking over there. Well, they opened this tent right before you would walk, like probably, I don't know, like 500, no, it was further than that. Well, it was just like, I don't know, it was like from here to here. And it was, not that you know what that means because you're not seeing the road, but it was, I just like realized, I was like driving down here, I was like, where did I go? Like, I have no idea where I am. I like took a turn, you guys, where I don't know where I'm going. Unless up here is where the railroad track is that I go over. Let's hope it is. If not, I have no clue where I'm at, unless I'm not up to that stuff yet. So anyway, so when we were walking up there, I looked over and there was a tent, and like all these people were rushing for this tent, right? Because all the food was gone by this point. It was like 10, we didn't walk over there till like 10:30, 10:40. Oh yeah, here, I know where I'm going. And all of the food was gone. Like all the restaurants had closed their stuff and were putting it away. And this tent had just opened, and it was Jack's Donuts, which is a local donut place. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? Oh my God, a donut right now? Yeah, on a diet. So we went over there. I could have had 15 of them, telling you the truth. So I went over there, and they were putting, like literally like rushing them out, and as soon as they would put them out, people were pulling them off. It was going that quick. And they were putting, well, they had like huge iced ones, but then that they were keeping whole, the rest of them, they were cutting in half. And so I had half of a caramel nut donut, and it was fantastic. Is it like not focusing? Come on, camera. Oh, don't do this tonight. I am so not in the mood. There. And it was so good, you guys. And then we went on the dance track, or we went out to the dance track area where it was, and Alex was on the dance track, and then he came up with Melissa and Jason were out there. Well, they weren't on the track yet. And Melissa was like, where were you guys? And blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh, we were coming over here. We were talking to this guy that Courtney was friends with. And I said, we just got donuts. And Melissa goes, I am so hungry. Where are their donuts? I go, have you not been eating? She goes, I really haven't eaten anything tonight. I go, Melissa, that's the most fantastic thing about this place. I mean, you literally could have probably eaten. I mean, the tickets were quite expensive, I found. But, and I didn't meet one person there that actually bought a ticket. So I don't know if like corporations or places like that bought the tickets and then they just gave them away to people. Because I, honest to God, like I did not meet one person there that bought a ticket. Let me just put this in perspective for you. General admission tickets were $300 to this thing, and VIP were $600. And do I think it was worth that? Like, I don't think the event was worth $600 by any means, no. But, I mean, it's a fundraiser. It's 100% like goes to charity. So I think that that's fantastic. I think 100% it's something like that. But I mean, it's all for IU Health. So I think it's fantastic that they raise money for that. But I didn't meet one person that paid for a ticket. Every person I talked to was like, oh no, I got my ticket this way, or I got my ticket this way, or so-and-so gave me my ticket, or whatever. Like, I didn't meet anybody that actually, like, I didn't hear one person go, yeah, I bought 2 tickets. Not one person I didn't hear. So, I thought that was kind of interesting, but you put it, I mean, you could easily have gotten, like, tonight, like, probably, like, you could have gone to place to place and got, like, 3 fillets, honest to God. So I don't know what, like $100, $150 worth of food just walking around, and it was so fun. It was just such a fun evening. I'm so glad I went. And it wasn't bougie, like, at all. Like, even though people were, like, super dressed up and stuff like that, it wasn't bougie. Everybody was dancing. Everybody was having fun. There were, like, some real drunk people there, but, like, for an open bar and, like, top shelf liquor, I was really surprised that people weren't, like, absolutely wasted. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, you know what I'm talking about. G again. So anyway, but I was kind of surprised, you know, because usually when you go to, like, weddings or stuff like that, and it's an open bar, it's like people are totally tanked. I'm not saying there weren't a few that, okay, were leaning towers of Pisa, but, I mean, because there were, you know, these that, like, do this thing. But it wasn't bad. Well, the drinks were so kind of tiny, too. Like, the first time I got, they had these, like, Maker's Mark plastic cups. I don't love, when I go to things like this, to drink Cokes or Diet Cokes, or water or anything in, like, a cup like that. Because I don't want anybody to think for one reason, or for 1 second, that I'm, like, holding a drink, if that makes sense. But those cups were much nicer than those little shitty plastic cups that are like that big, those clear ones, you know, that you're like done with. There's like airplane cups, you know what I'm talking about, that you're done with in like 2 seconds of a sip of Diet Pepsi, and you're like, can I get a refill, please? Like, that's how I felt. But anyway, but they ran out of the other cups really quick, so I should have just saved it and let them refill it. But it was so much fun, and I'm glad I went, and nobody was like, it wasn't bougie at all. Everybody was so friendly and nice. And it just was very cool, and I'm glad I got to do it. And I would definitely, it's something I would definitely do again. Like, I don't know that I would pay $600 for Alex and I to go to it, but, like, if I could figure out a way to get some tickets, yeah, definitely I would do that, because it was totally worth it. So that was my night. And then, what else? I finished the 7... Did I talk about this last night? I finished the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Oh my God. I think I've talked about it last night. You have to read it. You have to. It's so good. I don't want to pull over and look through the comments, but I just want to say, whoever you are, you left 2 comments. I'm sorry I can't remember your name. I'll look and I'll give you a shout out tomorrow or the next day. But whoever you are, you watch my vlogs in bed with your boyfriend, I think, or husband, but I think it's your boyfriend. And whenever you turn it on, he says my name real high pitch, like Peter, or Peter, or Peter. I don't know, however he does it. Because you just said he says it high pitched. But then he ends up, like, watching my vlogs, and he's like I'll say something and he'll be like, oh, he's so right, or yeah, that's right. I live, okay? I love when couples listen to my vlog together. I love when couples watch it together before they go to bed, or just even a clip of it. Like, I don't know even really how to explain that to you, that makes me so incredibly happy. So incredibly happy, you know? I mean, I knew so many couples, like, I feel very, very blessed that even though my parents were divorced when I was younger, which I don't really think, like, people always think, like, oh, that had some major impact on me and relationships. I don't really think it did, other than being a complete traditionalist about, you know, marriage and the way that, oh, it's always right here, too, that it happens. Maybe it affected that, I don't know, but... And I think also being pretty open-minded to the idea that marriage isn't perfect, but that doesn't mean, or relationships aren't perfect, but that you don't, like that, my dad always says that to me. He's like, oh God, what is going on with this tonight, you guys? I'm sorry. I don't know, my dad doesn't give me as much relationship advice as he used to, because we don't really need it, and we have a counselor, who was sick last week, so we didn't end up going to marriage counseling, so this Monday we have our marriage counseling session, but you know, my dad would say to me, like, you know, shit's gonna happen in marriages, you know, like, you're gonna fight, you're gonna argue, there's gonna be differences, you know, and you're gonna work through it. And that's what marriage is about, you know, is like continuing to work through that stuff. And I think, like, my parents, like, not having done that, I don't know when it stopped for them that they couldn't work it out. But I think, like, my parents doing that has, like, really helped me, I would say, also because, like, my first boyfriend and I, like, he didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. And it really had nothing to do, I mean, he wasn't in love with me. That was a huge part. I mean, it's kind of hard to want to be in. But he was honest with me. I will say that. I mean, he looked right at me and said, I'm not in love with you anymore. You know, and it broke my heart. It absolutely broke my heart at the time. But I'm a believer about this in romantic relationships and with friendships, that I don't want to keep somebody there that doesn't want to be there. And if you don't want to be there, then you should go on your way. And I don't wish you any ill will. And thank you for the time that we got to spend together. I feel like it was a real honor to be part of your life. People really, really do not understand. They really do not understand that I feel this way to my core, okay? That when relationships, friendships, whatever end, that is really my attitude. That I look at it and I say, thank you for the time that I got to spend with you. I cherish a relationship. It's one of the reasons why, like, I'm very protective of not saying shit about my exes or, like, talking about prior friendships and things like that. I just won't. Like, it meant too much to me at the time to belittle it and act like it didn't mean anything. I can't, I'm not somebody, and I can't tell other people what they need to do with their lives, but I'm not somebody that can do that, you know? And I've never really had a situation with an ex where they acted the opposite of that. My ex, one time, we saw him out, and this was like after Alex and I had been dating for a couple years, and he was real drunk, okay, which was weird for me because he never drank the whole time that we were together. I think, like, maybe the first couple months, he, like, if we went out, like, I'm talking about, like, the first 3 months, if we went out, he might have a drink, but that was, like, it. And, like, a guy bought him a drink one time, and I had a real issue with that. But other than that, like, okay, I had to pull into, look, I didn't even know this was here. Okay, I drive by here every night. It's like the world's largest Meijer. I cannot even believe it. And I had no clue that it was here. But this is because that's because I'm like, this is someplace that I don't, like, come during the day. This is, like, kind of far from me. This is, oh, here they are. Here are my coupons, the Sangiovese, my free appetizer. What else did I get? I have all kinds of stuff. Indy's Happiest Hour. Oh, I don't need that. What's this? Buy 5, get 1 free. Sandwiches, don't need that one. Anyway, I had to change my batteries. That's why I pulled in here. Did I say that? Okay, I got kind of off on a tangent, but what I was going to say was, this one time, there was this gay bar in Indianapolis called Talbot Street. It closed down. But everybody used to always go there. And we were like, they had like upstairs, downstairs. Interesting story. It used to be open like in the early 70s, I think, or late 70s or something. Has my husband texted me yet? He and his friends went out. And then it closed, and then it became like 2 other bars or something like that. And then it was the 21 Club before I turned 21. It was called the 21 Club. And then it was another bar. No, yeah. Was it another bar? Okay. It was 21 Club, which is where it had like, they had like Miss Gay or Miss Gay USA or some pageant, huge pageant, Miss Gay America or something there, like every year. And then it was like, when I first came out, like right before then and about that time, Indiana was like the hub of a lot of like national title holders that were in drag, like a lot here. Like Texas is now, like Texas is huge. Like there are tons and tons of national title holders from Texas, Florida as well. But like, and now New York is becoming that way with like the RuPaul's Drag Race girls and stuff like that, and probably California because everybody, you know, moves to LA. But that wasn't the case. I mean, back in the day with pageants and stuff, like I don't even really remember like New York and Los Angeles having like pageants, like, you know, I mean, I'm sure they did, but when you would go to national pageants, you wouldn't hear like Miss New York Continental and stuff. I mean, maybe, well, I never went to Miss Continental, but like Miss New York Entertainer of the Year, like maybe you would, but I don't remember that. Anyway, that's besides the point. So what was I talking about? Why was I talking about going out to get, oh, so Talbot Street, this bar that we used to go to. So Alex and I were there one night, we were upstairs, and my ex came up to me and he was like absolutely wasted. Well, this was one of the things. So like when he and I broke up, so I started dating Alex in August. We broke up the previous December, and December 7th, exactly. And, no, or maybe it was the 6th. It was the 6th or the 7th. No, it was the 7th, because the 6th was his Christmas party that we went to, and then we broke up the next day. And, he started dating somebody like 3 months later, and this guy that he started dating was literally the complete opposite of me. I was like very confused by this whole situation, but you know what, whatever. Alex is the complete opposite of him. So none of my boyfriends really look anything alike or are anything alike, or their backgrounds are anything alike, which I think is interesting, you know. And I was happy for him, you know, like I wanted him to be happy. We weren't happy together. I wanted him to be happy. But like he would post a lot of, like, you know, this was like more, I was on Facebook a lot then, and I would see it, and we were friends on Facebook and stuff, and he would post pictures all the time of like being out, and like, you know, he would tag them, like him and this guy and like 3 of their friends, like at some bar, and he'd be like, you know, getting our drink on, or this or that. And that summer there was like pictures of them at like the Jimmy Buffett concert, and they were just like all of them like wasted, and I didn't get it. Like I was like, okay, so did I not know you for like all those years that we were together? Like I didn't realize that you were somebody that like drank this much, you know what I mean? Like, but anyway, it is what it is. So this, but he, like, I mean, I had seen him out a lot, and he wasn't really ever that drunk when I would see him out. But this one night he was like really drunk, and he like got in my face, and he was like, because I used to always just wear Michael Kors for men. I never wore anything else. You know, now I have that, and I wear Chanel Blue, and then I also, I don't know why I'm just saying this parking lot, but it's kind of nice. And, oh, they look, have all of their plants out there. I cannot stay on one topic to save my life. But anyway, I used to always wear that, and I wear Creed sometimes, but I can't afford it right now. So anyway, I mean, I could, but I just don't want to spend the money on it. So he came up, and like, I could tell he was drunk before he got to us. Now, you have to understand, okay, in 6.5 years of us being together, I never saw him wasted like this. Not once. Not one time did I ever see him this wasted in my face. Like, literally not once, okay? This is somebody I shared a bed with. This is somebody that I, you know, was in their life every day. We took road trips. We drove all over. I mean, this was somebody that was my best friend. I mean, he was hands down my best friend at that time, you know? And I had never seen him like this. And he's like in my face, and he's like, oh. I think Alex was like at the bar getting a drink with our friend, and he was like, you always smelled so good when you wore that Michael Kors. And then I said, I kind of like leaned back like this. I don't like people that are drunk like right in my face, and I kind of like leaned back, and he's like, what? Like, what's your problem? Like, I can't talk to you? And I was like, no, I said, it just like, you're kind of like in my face, and you know, whatever. And then he was like, he kind of got like a little bit of attitude with me, and I was like, yeah, why don't you call me like tomorrow and we can talk or something like that. I mean, he never did, but you know, he was like, well, it was good talking to you. Other than that, like, no, like we've never, and I've talked to him a lot of times since, and we've been completely fine with each other. And, this is funny. I don't know if I've shared this or not. Okay. But my first boyfriend that I was with, his boyfriend now, he just posted a picture on his Instagram story tonight. I could not believe it that I was just talking about this the other day. I thought this was so surreal. So he's dating a guy from Caracas, Venezuela, that moved here when he was in junior high, just like Alex. And my first boyfriend knows Alex, because my first boyfriend like DJ'd and stuff. So like here in Indianapolis, and so like when Alex would like go out, he knew him. Like they were like friends before like Alex and I met. And now my ex is dating a Venezuelan guy. They've been together for like a year or so now, I think. And so tonight on his Instagram story, we're like super civil. Like, I haven't seen him. Like, when we go down to Florida, I'll always be like, hey, we should like meet up or whatever, you know, and like catch up. And he was like, yeah. And then like, cause he lives in South Florida, but he doesn't live in Miami. And it never happens and stuff like that, was just like, whatever, you know. I mean, we broke up when it's been 20 years. I cannot believe that. Because some of the things about him, like, I remember like it was yesterday, and other things, like, it feels like it was just like absolutely 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And I was so much younger then. My dad and my stepmom loved him, though. They really did. We did a lot of traveling with my dad and my stepmom. But anyway, he put on his Instagram story that they were having a Venezuelan barbecue, and he was like showing it. Was I not just talking about this when I was talking about the Wasakaka and stuff like that? I thought that was so funny. Anyway. I think my husband's phone died because he texted me and he was like they had left. I said, are you still there? And he goes, no. And they had left. And, hold on, let's see if he texts me back. And I was like, are you guys still there? And he was like, no, we went back to this girl. So the girl that he went with, she was a woman. I think she was a little bit older than I was, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, he said, no, we came back here charging my phone because I'm at 8%. And I sent him this picture of PP. I don't know if you can see it, but Mr. PP was being very needy tonight. I literally like was on the bed with the dogs, and Boo Riley was like laying right here, and Tucker was actually playing with, well, so now Lady, I call her Little Lady because she's this big, Little Lady. PB was like on my lap, sitting on my lap, sitting by my side, and I was like on my phone, and I would like look, and he'd be like, I took them out. I think he's addicted to the treats again. So here's the deal. So now because of the medicine, because we're making sure that the medicine like really goes down, we mix it with a little bit of food, like this much, and then we give it to him. Hi. And then we give it to him. So, anyway. Courtney, I made sure that she texted me and make sure she got home, which she did. You guys, I did this video. Okay, I don't even know when I did it. Let me tell you when I did it. Well, like, it won't pull it up. But I did this video, and I think it was like a year and a half ago, and it was called John McClane Exposed. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of John McClane or if you know anything about him, but I don't even really watch his videos anymore. But at the time, like, I just loved John McClane's videos, right? And like reached out to him and told him, and he was like super nice and everything like that. So I made this video. I used to do these videos about Exposed. I think I did one about Christine Seidelko. I did a couple of them. And I would call them Raw Beauty Christy, I think I did. I did a couple of them where they were like exposed. And there was a joke I used to do on my drama channel. But they weren't really exposed videos. They were like, let me tell you really how much I love this person. Okay. The amount, you guys should go. I have never once gone since I posted the video. I don't know the last time I did it, but it was probably around the time that I posted the video, but I see them come up because it shows you in your creator app every time. Like, if you comment on a video, if you comment on my very first video that I ever made on that channel, or the video that's posted first, if you go back there and you comment on it, it'll show up like today for me, right? The amount of nasty comments that I get on that video is unreal. I said absolutely nothing wrong about him, and this is what is really interesting to me about it is that from the way the comments are worded, it seems like it's mostly gay guys that say it, and John McClane is rather gender ambiguous. And the thing that kills me on there is that it is people that are always, and not only that, but like people have asked him, like, you know, are you gay, are you straight, like, what are you, blah, 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 whatever, and he will not answer like really any of those questions. He's just like, you know, and what's interesting to me is that I get so much hate on there about my voice and being effeminate and I'm such a shitty person, whatever. It's literally like a glowing video. I'm like, oh my God, I love him so much and he's so fantastic and yada, yada, yada. And I get all these nasty comments. And it's like every day I get like 3 or 4 new ones, which is crazy that people still find it. I wonder how many views that video has. I have absolutely no idea. I should look and see if there's a way for me to find it. Okay, here, I'm gonna look it up. We'll see. This will be interesting. It's probably like one of my most viewed videos and I don't even know it. It'd be so funny. It doesn't even pull it up. Here it is. Oh my God. Holy shit, you guys. It has 397,084 views on it. Are you ready for this? It's 1,538. I don't even, it doesn't say on here when I posted it. It has 5,050 likes and 3,336 dislikes on it. Let me just read you some of the comments. Are you ready? I mean, they're scathing. The amount of bullshit at the start. Why the F are you screaming like on purpose? I couldn't even make it through 3 minutes. Angel, do you have a deviated septum? Your breathing was strange. Just wondering. Well wishes. Let's see what somebody commented on it. Oh, that was a nice one. You have beautiful eyes. Let's get right into this video. Babbles for 7 minutes. This guy looks like he's going through a midlife crisis and is trying to relate to the younger crowd in order to avoid his inevitable death. Okay, John McClane is not exactly 20, just so you know. This is not a seamless expose video. Seems like a hater with ADHD. I'm annoyed. Dude, longest intro ever. I think I lost some brain cells. God, he's still making videos. I'm so over this clown called Peter Monn. Boost! I'm back. Yes, I'm still making videos. Get over it. This could have been a 7-minute video, and I wish it was. This is like, these are like people from 3 weeks ago. I should, like, this is crazy that I have this many, do I even have one nice comment on here? Oh my God, I got called the C word? If Charles Darwin's theory of evolution was true, you're annoying, you look 60 and speak like you're 18. But this Peter Monn is so cute and funny, very lovable. I guess that was one nice one. Who's this idiot? Get to the point. I should do a video reading hate comments on my John McClane video. Like, that would be really funny, wouldn't it? Why the F do you talk so much? It's been 5 effing minutes and you haven't even started the topic. That's kind of what I do in my videos. People, like, cannot stand that they come here for this video and, like, I am not getting to the point. Like, that's what most of these comments are about. 6:38, still not into the subject. You don't need any makeup. You're very handsome. I got one. Your skin, the skin is a glow. I got 2. Is this Jillian at home wearing a fake mustache? I don't even know what that means. I don't know who Jillian at home is, but that's kind of funny. Anyway, you guys, you should go in here and read them. Some of them. Some of these are hilarious, you guys, the way they come for me. It's like, I mean, I didn't realize I had so many haters. No, I totally did. They're all on this video. Some people shouldn't wear highlight. I don't wear highlights. I love that they say that. It starts at 8 minutes. Thank me later. It's like so funny because the people in here are like literally, this is like why they come for me, is that they are so protective of John McClane. It's like, how does one expose God? Exposed for being gorgeous and amazing. Don't you ever tarnish this drag queen's name. She's not a drag queen. Don't let this 50-year-old man try to expose a god. I was like 45 at the time. I now have a migraine, thanks. You're welcome. He is such a hot fox, somebody said. Oh my god. You have no idea how annoying you are. Your voice hurts. My voice does hurt tonight. You remind me of Wendy Williams. How you doing? You're so bubbly, I love it. You have such a positive attitude. Hey, thank you. Shit, I can't even watch the video because of your voice. You should quit YouTube and do voice acting for Family Guy. I totally watch that. Do you see how many people come for me for my voice? But I'm really thankful for that because it's kind of really helped me get over it. And it's also been like, because it's not just those comments, there's so many like positive comments from people that are like, your voice is soothing. Like, I listen to your voice, like I love your voice. So it's like, you know, you get like, let's say 30% of people that say they can't stand your voice, which now I would say it's more like, I used to get a lot of those comments at the beginning, but now I would say it's like 5% of people say they can't stand my voice. I would say it's like 45 to 50% of people that say that they really like my voice, and the rest say they don't even mention it. They don't even care. You know, it never comes up. Anyway, enough about that. Why read a bunch of hateful comments when you can go into your vlog and you can read comments from you guys that are so nice? You're like, Peter, what are you doing? Let's go in here and see my comments. I love that you guys are all saying, by the way, when you listen to my vlogs. Adventures in, she watches all my videos. I just liked her comment. I'm gonna give you a live comment, okay? She said, it's so true. The older we get, the more we want to just go for it. Do things, go places, and experience things. By the way, you looked amazing in that suit. Oh my God, thank you so much. She's watching my Instagram story. Girl, why are you creeping on me? But thank you. No, I think that's so true. I really do. You know, like, I wish I had that. Like, I'm kind of jealous of people that have that. Like, my brother-in-law Carlos doesn't really have it. Like, he's definitely more of like a home-based kind of like homebody. But my brother-in-law Fufu really does. Like, he just is all about traveling and trying new things and new experiences and stuff like that. Tammy! She said aloha. Aloha, Tammy. I'm gonna give you a live one time. I'm just gonna read these live to some of these people. Okay. I am Chris, said, I listen at night when I am unwinding, bed, and at work when I'm opening mail. Yay! I like that. Something that I do helps people unwind. Adriana, who comments literally on every single video and Instagram post, so sweet, said, at an hour and 55 seconds, this part had me coming back to hear it again. Very deep moment. I have no idea what I said, so I'm sorry. Was it deep? Where was the comment that okay, everybody told me to use Apple Music for $9.99. Okay, you guys listen, I do not like Apple Music, and I don't know what it is, and I know it's probably a waste of money, but I kind of like owning my music on my iTunes, and I know Tanya has had this conversation with me forever. She's like, you're wasting money. You could just totally use Apple iTunes. I've tried it. I just don't like it. There's something about it that's confusing to me that I don't like it. I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth. Okay, here it is right here. This is J&P Steen, so this one goes out to you, and actually, oh, it's her husband. Her husband's in her profile picture, so you can all go check it out. She says, this was my favorite, I mean, I love all the comments, but this comment really cracked me up. She said, because I could just totally visualize this, all right? So J&P Steen, so I guess it's two of them, so I don't know what your names are. Judy and Patrick Steen, Judy and Patrick Smith. This goes out to you. So she says, I'm listening to your vlog while playing my Candy Crush, and my husband keeps, I live for that anyway, okay? That's so my husband back in the day, he and I'd be watching YouTube videos, and he would be playing Angry Birds. True story. And he'd be like, damn it! And I'd be like, watch, and this is like, was our night before we would go to bed. I'm listening to your vlog while playing my Candy Crush, and my husband keeps laughing at the funny stories you are telling. He'll say, out of the blue, Peter's right about that, while I'm not paying attention, and say back, about what? LOL, he's a secret Peter fan. And then right after that, she left another comment, and she said, every time I pop on one of your videos with my husband around, he always says in a high-pitched voice, Peter! Then he tells me to turn up my phone so he can hear your stories. He says you are a great storyteller. I agree. So thank you guys so much. Like, that really made my night. And also, let me just say, Layla James, who said I look boyish in the face because of the weight loss. Well, I don't think I'm fooling anybody. I know that I probably look my age, and I'm totally fine with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay looking almost 50 or over. I mean, I really don't have a problem with that. But I am losing weight, and I want to say this before I get off here, because I'm going to get off here then. Maybe one night, if you guys enjoy it, I'll do live responses to your comments. I don't know if those are boring. Sometimes I think people get bored by that, so, you know, I could do live comment responses, though. But anyway, so if you want to see me do live responses to comments, again, I did it a couple months ago and I haven't done it since. So if you guys want to see it, put it in the comment section below. I have like a minute to get off here, so I wanted to just say this. I know I shouldn't have. I already know you guys are going to leave your comments in the comment section, but I just wanted to see how bad I did when I got home, okay? So I weighed myself when I got home, just because I wanted to see. And I literally was almost exactly a pound heavier than I was when I woke up this morning. So I didn't do well tonight, okay, but I'm not beating myself up about it because I'm going to get right back on it. We're going to brunch tomorrow, and I'm going to have my egg white omelet and my arugula salad, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about getting back on track tomorrow, which is something so different for me with dieting, and I'm really, really, like, thankful that I'm, like, focused about that. So anyway, but I just wanted to say that. But I also want to say, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday, an amazing Sunday, unless you have other plans, but don't. Just enjoy your Sunday. Just do something and relax and make the most of it. Sundays are my favorite day. I love them. I love to spend time with my husband and family and stuff. It's just friends. It's just a great day. And if nobody else told you this today, I love you. Remember it. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself. Tell somebody else. The PNSJ Steen, whoever you guys are, look at each other in bed while you're playing Candy Crush and tell each other you love each other. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love you.